Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this storm update for this Sunday, January 27th. And as far as the main takeaways from this storm, we have winter storm warnings from roughly the I-96 area off to the north, where we expect about 8 to 12, maybe even more as far as snow accumulations. And then further south, winter weather advisories are in effect for about 4 to 8 inches. But no matter where you're at in the state, we got some very dangerous weather coming up here over the next 7 days. And if we look at the next one, it's going to be about a 12-hour burst of heavy wind-driven snow that will reduce visibilities, and in open areas we can see near blizzard conditions at times, especially for Monday. Again, things are going to get quite nasty. And then as far as the temperatures from Tuesday to Thursday, literally life-threatening wind chills of 25 to 35 or colder can be expected. So if you're out on a roadway in a rural area, you get in a fender bender and you can't get no place, again, you can see how this could be very dangerous. You slide off someplace. So do be careful out there. 15 minutes or so and you could get frostbite with these kind of levels. And then as far as the effects of this, I expect just a huge amount of schools and possibly businesses to close for probably a 4-day period from Monday to Thursday, as we expect this again to be one of our bigger storms that we've seen in quite a long time, with some of the coldest air we've seen since 1994. And if we look at satellite view this morning, you can see how this sinking area of colorization is. These are not clouds. These are extremely cold conditions. Here comes our Clipper system now off into the northwest. It's going to be dropping down out of Canada, out of Alberta, race to the southeast, and then cut across the state of Michigan. Right now, the best bet is someplace between I-94 and the state border. A couple of models have the low tracking around I-96, around the Lansing area. The heaviest snows are going to be just to the north of that track. And again, that's going to include all of the mid-Michigan area, but anywhere within the MAC and LAC areas. Expect very hazardous conditions here coming up beginning after midnight tonight. By tomorrow morning, we'll already have a couple of inches of snow on the ground. The winds will be howling, and the snow will be coming right down. You can see out there on radar this morning, mainly lake effect across the area. Again, this will begin to diminish a little bit as our winds begin to back around as that storm approaches from the northwest. And you can see all the winter, or all the advisories and warnings. You can see winter storm warnings for much of lower Michigan, again, from around the I-96 area off to the north. That extends all the way back into Wisconsin and Minnesota, even some blizzard warnings. And my concern is we're going to see some of these blizzard warnings, or at least very near blizzard conditions, extend right into our area as well. And you can see the high wind warnings, wind advisories off to the southwest. So again, a very dynamic storm coming our way here over the next 24 to 36 hours. Again, it'll be about a 12-hour burst of precipitation. Here's the very latest 12Z run of the precipitation amounts from the WPC. And these are going to be 15 to 20 snow ratio, so you could easily see where you could pick up about 14 inches of snow here across mid-Michigan, and even more as you get off to the northwest. Again, even these areas down across southeast lower Michigan, you'll be closer to probably about 12 to 1 ratios, 10 to 1 ratios, so about 3 to 6 inches across the far southeast part of the state over into southwest Ontario. Again, we'll keep an eye on this track. Right now, the models range from anywhere from around the Lansing area down to just the extreme northern portions of Indiana and Ohio. Again, the best bet would be a compromise around the I-94 area, and that would slam us, I think, with even just a little bit more. So a good a storm coming up. As far as snowfall amounts, this is the overnight run of the WPC. Again, showing pretty good significant snows across much of West Michigan into eastern areas. Again, especially from central Michigan on off to the north, the least amounts across southeast lower Michigan. Now, if we turn around and we look at the newest model, it increases the snowfall by about an inch or two across mid-Michigan off to the northwest. It keeps pretty similar amounts across much of southwest lower Michigan. The big thing it did, if you look, it kind of pivots the area for southeast lower Michigan to see a little bit less in the amount of snow. As far as the 06 run of the NAM model, again, this runs at 10 to 1 ratios. And again, we're going to be more like 15 to 1 or even 20 to 1 as you get off to the north. And you can see how the smaller numbers are what the model puts out. The bigger numbers would be if you consider the moisture in on that. So again, very solid 8 to 10, 8 to 12 inches across much of mid-Michigan. And if we look at the European model, that takes the low down around the northern portions of Indiana and Ohio, and it would give southeast lower Michigan also a pretty good slug of snow, 4 to 8. but would just blast much of mid-Michigan with about 10 to 15 inches of snow. And again, that's using the moisture adjusted numbers, using the Couture effect. And if we look at the GFS, the 0.6 run, again, showing that low up around 994, kind of a compromise. Again, using the Couture method would give much of the area between 10 inches or more once you get north of Lansing, but especially once you get up into Gratiot County. This is our forecast model here at the MAC weather station here that produces its own forecast. Again, it takes a lot of the model inputs plus a lot of our historical data here. It pumps out about 8 to 12 inches here over the next 36 hours. And if we look at my forecast, this is what I'm thinking for snowfall amounts: 4 to 8 inches off to the southeast part of the state, southern part of the state, 7 to 12 inches here in the middle across much of Gratiot County, Saginaw, and then once you get up a little bit farther north, it looks like about 10 to 14 inches of snow could fall once you get up around the Mount Pleasant area off to the north. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day. Stay tuned to the forecast. I'll have a lot of updates on Twitter and on Facebook here over the next day or two.